Hello, YouTube. Hello, everybody. I am Derek, and we are Wizards of the North. I'm joined here by Ryan.
What's up?
And as you can see, there's only two of us here. Where are the other two players? I thought you guys did Commander content. Well, today we're doing some Modern content. A bit of a curveball, but it seems that after today, I'm gonna have to change my Twitter bio. It currently says the only Modern player, Wizards of the North, but
I think there's like 3 or 4 of us now.
yeah, so, here we are. So I can no longer clear that title. I have to put something else.
The conversion is successful.
Yeah, I've successfully corrupted all of my fellow Commander players into, played a real format.
Only took a year.
Only took a year. But so we are playing some Modern today. As you can see on your screen already, the decks we are playing below us, I believe. Just point down there. We're after the last Monday, there's been a certain deck on everyone's mind, and especially when Wizards came out with no changes.
Yeah.
Everyone was thinking, Scam or Rakdos Evoke.
Didn't get hit.
It's safe. It's nothing happened. We were sure that Grief or Fury was going to take an axe, and then maybe lesser extent,
nothing.
The One Ring or hi buddy.
Hello, Missy.
You want to come up here? No, see ya. But So Rakdos Evoke been on everyone's mind. So. With that, Wizards has already announced quite a while back that they have changed their ban schedule a little bit. They're not just gonna do a random random announcements.
Yeah, it's scheduled, right?
Yes. So it looks like it's gonna be.
Do have an emergency window with every set release?
Yes. It looks like after 6 weeks after every set release, they have a window that in case everything's blown up and everything sucks, they'll fix it. But that is meant to pinpoint adjust for things that have been introduced by the standard set.
Wilds of Eldraine has been released. No cards are being played in Scam, but I still hope that Scam cards get hit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, Scam did get a small upgrade with
the one Undying card.
After all, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So
interchangeable with all the other one costs that bring stuff back. So
yeah, and with Caverns of Ixalan, it looks like that the next ban window won't be until the new year.
Yep.
So I mean, it's if you want to still play Modern, you got to have a plan for Scam because it's going to be there. People are going to be playing it. It's a very strong deck.
We're not going anywhere.
We're not, sticking around. There's no chance for Scam to go away. So, bad news for everyone else. Great news for Scam players.
Love it.
Because I mean, their deck is untouched. They get to just rip people's hands apart and all their turn 1, turn 2 plays.
A lot of money that was spent that's not going to wind up being wasted.
Which, I mean, in the long run, I think is good.
I don't have enough Commander decks that need griefs. Yeah. So.
So in light of that, I mean, I'm a bit of a brewer myself. I like to try to pick off-meta decks and, attack the top decks as playing the top decks. And so I'm going to play humans today. The reason being is that I feel like if I can put Lavinia, the 2-mana one, into a Modern deck, it should shine in some capacity. It's good against.
Got to work somewhere.
It's got to work somewhere, right? I mean, the card has some really relevant text on it, where it's a 2-mana 2/2, and it stops your opponent from playing free spells.
Yep.
Which Modern is chock full of, Scam especially. Part of its main game plan, but it is a 2-drop, and Scam lets to rip apart your hand on turn 1 or turn 0. So, will this plan work out? I mean, I'm also running face first into a deck full of Bowmasters and Furies with a bunch of X1 humans that love to just get shot off immediately.
Just like the movies.
Just like the movies. The humans are never safe.
Wait, the humans won. Oh no.
Wait a second. I guess we'll see if this game is lore accurate then. We'll see if the humans can win this time.
We will see.
We've already done our mulligans, and I have secured myself to play, which is where I want to be. And I've kept 7. I believe Ryan has also kept 7.
I have also kept 7.
So without further ado, I think we'll get started here.
Cool beans.
Good luck to you, and
good luck to you, my friends.
I'm gonna need it. So I'm gonna start out with maybe the best play that any creature deck can do, which is a land into an Aether Vial.
Nice. I will draw.
Yeah.
I will play a Takenuma, which I will tap for a Thoughtseize.
Okay, not so bad. Not so bad. So I'll reveal around my hand of a Sunbaked Canyon, a Champion of the Parish, a Lavinia, a Tides of Tenant, and a Adeline.
Well,
so a lot of good hits here.
Mm-hmm. feel like I'm going to get rid of Lavinia.
I mean, it's the deck. You know, I played the deck to play this card, and here Ryan is being like, actually, you can just play regular humans.
You're going to play Pioneer humans.
You fool! I'll just keep my hand revealed for the sake of clarity for both you and my viewers.
Sure. And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. I'll untap. In my upkeep, I was going to trigger.
Yep.
So I'm going to put a one-on-one, a little 1 charge counter on there.
Oh, man. It's a champion of the parish right there.
That is a free champion of the parish right there. No secrets here. Unfortunately, Vial is strongest when your opponent really know what you're going to do with it. But I mean, my cards are literally on the table.
Yeah, your next couple of turns of Aether Vialing is spelled out for me.
Yes. So with that, I will draw my card per turn. Thankfully, this one is hidden. And then I'll play a Sunbit Canyon.
Cool.
And with that, I'm gonna do a. So there's a play I can make here that's a little bit scary. Thankfully, I can just talk openly, about like what I can do because you know what's going on over here.
Yep.
I can put in my Thousand Lieutenant, and then I can violin my Chamber of the Parish in response to the trigger, and that will give me a counter on the champion, making a 2/2, and then also Champion Lieutenant to get also a 2/2. That does put 4 points of power into play, and there's a certain card in Ryan's deck that deals 4 damage split among any number of creatures. So, I'm in a bit of a sticky situation here. So I believe at this point...
I have to have drawn it, though.
You had to have drawn it, and that still scares me, though. So I think I'm going to just do the embarrassing play of tap this plane. So I'm going to play another Aether Vial.
I don't think that's embarrassing at all.
I mean, look, any Vial after turn 1 is a little embarrassing. And then I will pass the turn to Ryan.
Merfolk players disagree.
Every Vial is a good Vial.
I'm going to play a Verdant Catacombs.
Yes.
Which I'm going to crack.
Yep.
Losing a life. And you know what? I will just safely go down to...
Fetch and Shock, the modern classic. People just love bolting themselves in the face.
Grabbing a Blood Crypt.
Seems pretty good.
And then I will pass my turn.
That's a little suspicious. That's a little suspicious. Fetch, Shock, pass the turn?
In Rakdos, of all colors.
What kind of flash threat could you possibly have? Surely not one that deals 1 damage. There's no way. So because that's suspicious, and now I'm all psyched out, I think I'm just
I was gonna say I'm gonna set up a nice little cot in your head because I've got all sorts of space in there.
Yeah, you sure are living rent-free over here. So I'm just gonna untap. I'm not gonna activate my vials or anything. And then on my upkeep, I'll get a Vial trigger.
Cool.
I'll take this one up to 2. I'll take this one up to 1. And I'll draw a card for turn.
Sounds good.
Interesting. Very interesting. And then I will pass the turn.
That is also interesting.
We're chilling.
I did not draw land, so I will pass the
We're
turn.
in. All right. And now on Ryan's end step is when we're going to start doing some magic here.
Sounds good.
I will activate my Vial on 2.
Yep.
When that resolves, I'll put in a Thousand Lieutenant.
Yep.
There will be a trigger to put a 1/1 counter on each other human that I control.
Cool.
In response to my own trigger, I'll then activate my Vial on 1.
In response to
Yes.
that, I will...
There it is, ladies and gentlemen, just like we wrote it up. I knew the whole
We've
time.
played this game before.
Yeah, I had the soul read. Do you even have the token? Shameful.
Not handily.
That's fine.
So we'll just do that. It's got a 1/1, and we
It
will
does.
ping the lieutenant. Of course, we will.
Yeah. And then my Vial 1 will resolve, I assume.
Yep.
And then the ability from Lieutenant will resolve, and it'll put a counter on my chance.
Sure will.
So at least I have a 2/2. And then I'll untap.
Yep.
On my upkeep, I will take up this Vial to 2. I'll take this Vial to 3.
Sure.
I'll draw a card. I will... Yeah, I think we're going to go all in here. I'm going to set my Vial on 2.
Yep.
And I will put in an Unsettled Mariner. Also, Mariner is an old 2-mana 2/2 that is technically human, but also gives me and all my permanents Ward 1, which seems pretty good in this matchup.
Pretty good.
And then, so with this entering, champion will get a trigger. So we'll go up to 2. They get a risk 3/3.
So big. Oh my
The
gosh.
humans are getting large and in charge. And I think I'm just going to go to combat.
Sure.
And I'm going to attack you for 3.
I will, since I don't think you're going to be doing a whole lot of drawing, I'm just going to chump the Orcish Bowmasters.
That's allowed. And then I have no other play, so I will pass it back to Ryan.
Okay, we're going to hope to draw a land. We did not.
Wah wah.
So we are going to, we'll Thoughtseize you again.
Trigger.
What's happening?
Me and Permanents I control have a ward trigger, so you must pay 1 extra for that Thoughtseize.
I thought it was just your permanents.
Me and Permanents I control.
I also Thoughtseized earlier, so I lose 2 life from that.
All right, so after the ward trigger resolves, I will activate Aether Vial.
Yep.
And so I have, we're going to see very soon, but I do have another 3-drop in hand. So I have to decide which 3-drop I'm going to put in with this vial, because the other one will die to this Thoughtseize. It'll be very sad. Yeah, I'm going to put in a Extraction Specialist.
That works.
When an Extraction Specialist enters the battlefield, I get to return a creature with mana value 2 or less from my graveyard to the battlefield. It cannot attack or block for as long as the Specialist lives.
Sure.
I will target... I can either make my board real big, or I can get some more insulation. And I think I'm going to go for the big board, so I'm about to have no cards left in hand. So I'll bring back my Thousand Tenant.
Cool.
When this enters, it's going to trigger, and it's going to put a 1/1 counter on each human I control.
That's so good.
And then Champion also gets a trigger from the Specialist entering and the Lieutenant entering.
Yep.
So it goes up to 4 by
Humans
itself.
are huge.
And then it goes up 1 more, up to 5.
They're so big.
I guess actually I can use actual +1/+1 dice for this.
We do have
like
those.
A good boy. And then this one gets a 1, and this one gets a 1. And finally the Thoughtseize resolves, and this Adeline goes to the bin.
Sure does. And then... What am I at life-wise? 15, and you got 3, 6, 9...
It's
9,
working,
13.
everybody. We can beat Scam. There's still a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass the turn because there's not a whole lot else I can really do. I can't pay any ward costs. I can't.
My board is insulated. I will untap. I will leave my. I do have 2 Val triggers here, but I will leave them on 2 and 3.
Sure.
You might expect this deck
Probably
has
doesn't
a pretty
run.
low curve.
Yep.
Then I will draw a card. And then I will enter the combat phase.
Sure.
And I will swing it with my human army.
I'll block the big boy.
The big one.
And then I'll take the...
So you take 7 here. And then I will gain 4 from the Specialist's lifelink.
So I'll go down to 8. You'll go up to 24. My orc army will die.
And then I will pass to you.
Alrighty. Land or we lose? Yeah, we, well... Let's see here. We're gonna exile a Terminate.
Yep.
To Fury.
Fury. Fury resolves. What are your targets with the Fury?
This guy.
Yeah.
Who is a 3, and then
1, 2,
this
3,
guy.
and 1. So that's a war trigger for each.
Right. So I'm only gonna target him then.
Okay. So just all 4 on the.
All 4 on him. Yeah.
That is allowed. Mariner meets an ungodly end.
Cool. And then that'll die.
Sure will.
I will exile a Blood Moon.
Yep.
Fury again.
Yup.
Targets,
I guess. That resolves.
So that's a 6 right now.
It is a 6 right now.
8.
And there's no more wards. You're free to split your damage up however you like.
I'll get rid of these 2.
3 and 1.
Yeah.
That resolves.
I don't know.
I have my lone champion of the parish left. But you're seeing here how much Fury actually does, though, right? Like, you just you traded 4 cards for 3 of my cards, which is still pretty good, all for low price of 1 mana. And only 1 mana because I made you pay for it.
I'll pass the turn.
All right, on your end step, I'm gonna tap my vial on 3.
Mm-hmm.
That puts in an Anointed Peacekeeper. As this enters, I get to look at your hand, and I get to name a card. Spells with that name cost 2 more to cast.
Sure.
I will name Terminate.
Makes sense.
So that's going to cost 4 mana.
Cool beans.
And then that will make Terry the Parish go up to 6.
Not relevant.
Because I believe that when I untap here...
You will have lethal on board.
Correct. Oh, coming for 10.
That absolutely murders me. Shadow Realm, I go.
And we drew the 3rd vial, which, mean, should be very good for this matchup, but here we are.
So what do we side in against?
All right, it's not terrible. So we can talk pretty openly about sideboarding, I think, since we already know what like each other's on. You know, and it's also nice to know, for people watching, like what cards you might want to side in when you're either playing Scam or playing a deck like mine, like Humans. So I do have some relevant cards. And I believe their 4 names are Sanctifier and Beck. Seems like a pretty relevant card to bring in this matchup. Hey, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice.
And then, because my sideboard I built, of course, I didn't build the sideboard for just like today. I built this as like a general sideboard. I'll be playing this at our local LGS Ogre's Den on Wednesday. So my sideboard currently looks like Sanctifier and Beck. I have 2 Scheming Fence because they're fun. A couple of Meddling Mages, some Dismembers, 2 Chalice of Void, 2 Magus of the Moon. Obviously, Scheming Fence doesn't do a whole lot. Ryan's Sight doesn't have a lot of activated abilities. Meddling Mage can sometimes be okay. I can play it in like maybe Nate Fury. Yeah. Then you have to have some other kill spell. But Meddling Mage kind of shines versus decks that have like one specific spell that you want to get rid of. Scam is full of a bunch of various removal spells, so it's very likely that if I play Meddling Mage, Ryan will just like bolt it or something and then play Fury anyway. So doesn't do anything. Obviously, Magus not good here. Ryan is a deck that plays Blood Moon main deck, so who gives a shit?
I could care less about my stuff being balanced. I'm prepped for it.
Again, Chalice is a little bit iffy because sure, Ryan does play 1-drops like Feign Death and Ragavan, but not really the matchup for it, I don't think. And then the other one that I might consider is maybe Dismember, because it is a 1 mana, kill your Fury, kill your Grief. Assuming I don't get it like ripped out of my hand.
Which we didn't quite get to do. We had a hand that if we got that 3rd land, we would have been great. But
would have been just swimming, just cruising.
Either that or drawing into any of the 7 return Undying spells that I have, but didn't get it.
But so I think my game plan is probably going to just be revolve around the Sanctifier and Vex. I don't think these Dismembers are incredibly relevant, but I might regret that. Maybe if we go to game 3, then I'll decide to pull these in.
We shall see.
What are you thinking of pulling, Ryan?
I'm taking out Blood Moon. I don't think you're playing a lot of stuff that's super relevant to it. And the Dothy Voidwalker, again, I didn't see a whole lot of stuff that I want to really cast, so putting stuff into exile and casting it is not relevant when I have other tools that are better useful to me at my disposal.
That makes sense.
So I'll toss in some Kolaghan's Command, some Engineered Explosives, and another Feign Death, just to maybe give me another chance of drawing an Undying spell.
Seems pretty good. For my cards I'll be taking out, I think I'm going to be swapping these Sanctifiers for my Champion of the Parishes.
Yep.
Generally a pretty strong play. Scam wants to get out on the board really, really quickly. Sorry, Humans wants to get on the board pretty quickly, but hey, I also don't want to just play face first into a Fury. That's just going to wipe my board, right? Like, sure, in game 1 we were able to play patiently because I knew what I was up against.
Yep. How many other 1-drops are you running?
The other 1-drops we have are Aether Vial and Esper Sentinel.
Okay, so
So at least Sentinel could maybe draw me a card, which in a matchup like this, I'm gonna need all the cards I need.
Yep.
All the cards I can get. And sure, Champion looked pretty good that last game. It became like a 6/6. It was very large. But if my board state was a little bit different, a Terminate would have, sent it packing, and we would have been very, very sad.
Well, being able to give your stuff ward on top of everything else that I was encountering was definitely pretty clutch.
Yeah, right. Because I'm a big Taxes aficionado in Modern. I was playing Taxes for a long time before. Yep. It's just not the deck that it once was, unfortunately. But Humans has always kind of been Taxes' like cousin almost.
Yep.
Where they're both kind of low to the ground white decks that aim to disrupt your opponent long enough to kill them.
Okay.
Humans has always been a little bit more on the more aggressive side, and it's a little.
Well, when you can make,
yeah, it can make really big beaters, and it's less tricksy than Taxes. Taxes has all these weird little things it can do to
all these weird nuances.
All these small nuances. Humans has less nuance there, where it's just here's a couple things to protect my board, and then I'm gonna kill you with a bunch of huge guys.
Adeline's pretty good.
Adeline's pretty good.
So I am gonna mulligan once so far.
I have not checked my opening hand yet. I will keep my 7. It's not the best I've seen, but it will have to do. Ron, of course, will be on the play since lost round 1, and that's exactly where Scam wants to be.
Yeah, not right now though. We are going to play. Play a Verdant Catacombs. We're going to crack that, and then we're going to pass.
Okay.
Not going to shock it in.
All right, just tapped.
Just tapped.
That is allowed.
Wholesome scammage.
We'll draw for turn. And then I will play 8 planes and then pass turn.
Cool beans.
Look at us. Both players taking it slow. No need to be playing no one drops here. Taking it slow.
Draw. I will play a swamp. Then I'm going to pay 2 for engineered explosives.
This is a pretty key card in this matchup because, as we talked in the post-game 1 discussion, I'm bringing in 4 Sanctifiers. And, versus the red-black deck, I think this is your only out.
Yep, sure is.
So, pretty wise to keep a hand with explosives in the opener here on 2. So it does put me in a weird position because a lot of my good cards are also
a lot of the cards I saw in the last game were 2. Yeah, I was thinking again when I had it opening hand is do I want to hit the 1 drops, the 2 drops, or the 3 drops? And when you decided in the Sanctifiers, is no. I'll hit those 2 drops.
Yeah, so. And any experienced Scam player, if they're against a white deck, they're probably going to bring EE specifically because Sanctifier is such a strong card in the matchup.
Yeah, and then I'll pass.
Yeah, I will draw for turn. I'll play a Flooded Strand, and then I will fetch. I will go get 1 island. If I can find it. There it is. So I will tap these 2 lands. I'll play an Unsettled Mariner.
Cool beans.
Just for last game gives me and my permanents Ward 1.
Alrighty, we'll draw. We're gonna play a swamp. Then we will tap 3, and we're going to play a Fable the Mirrorbreaker.
Yup.
We'll create a 2/2 Gobbo.
That it is.
And then I'll pass.
Sounds good. I will untap.
Or does it have haste? Yeah,
it does not. Whew, if it had haste.
Get that treasure going now.
That would be. It's already a very strong card. For it to have haste would be gnarly. I will play in Unclaimed Territory, and I'm going to name Human.
Makes sense.
To no one's surprise, I imagine. And I'll play a card that I played last game. Didn't really use its effect to maximum value. I'll play an Anointed Peacekeeper.
Okay.
So when it enters, I get to look at Ryan's hand, and I get to name a card. And cards with that name cost 2 more to cast, and activated abilities with that card name cost 2 more to activate. So I might try and get cheeky here.
Go with the explosives.
Yeah, because I mean, making it cost 4, you do only have 3 lands, so you gotta draw a land to turn it on. But the treasure from the Fable. Then you gotta run my guy. So I mean, there
is drawbacks.
There are decision trees to be made. Yeah, I think I will name the injured explosives here. My reasoning for this, for people that are watching, is that I could name Fatal Push to try to stretch Ryan's removal a little bit, but he does have 3 mana, so worst comes to worst. I mean, he can still cast it anyway.
And I'll do that for the
Kroxa, not really a big problem. Grief, I'm not too worried about as well. So the only other option for me, I think, is the injured explosive here, and since a lot of my cards are on 2, making it cost 4 is pretty big.
So good.
Yeah, well, plus 2 costs 2 more to activate. As long as this is around. If you kill this, then it becomes cheaper again.
Good to know.
But then I will pass the turn.
Alrighty. You will untap, upkeep, draw. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
I constantly reference that. Whenever anybody says keep it, or even says secret, I'm always like, keep it secret, keep it safe.
We are going to... How do we want to do this? I think... Oh yeah, I guess I missed it. This goes up to the second phase.
It does, chapter 2.
So I may discard up to 2 cards. If I do, draw that many cards.
So this is also a reason why I thought to name the EE with Peacekeeper, is that if I name anything in Ryan's Handy, is it just like discard it to the Fable and get some new cards?
Yeah, so I'm going to discard Kroxa and Grief.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Fatal Push.
Bye-bye, push.
I'm going to draw 2 cards.
Yep. Now the world is your oyster. You have many options here.
Okay, I'm going to exile the Bowmaster. To flash in Grief.
I mean, just regular
Grief,
whatever. But then, yeah, I have a ward trigger here.
And then I'm going to put Not Dead After All on it.
All right, are you gonna pay the ward to look at my hand?
Yes, I am.
All right. Then that does, in fact, all resolve. So I will reveal my sad hand. I have 2 planes, a Thousand Lieutenant, a Sanctuary Beck, and a Target Specialist.
Well, I think we are going to get rid of the Extraction Specialist, because I'm not scared of the 2 CMC cards.
Yeah, seems pretty wise. And if you took either of these, I can use the special to bring it back. Exactly. So pretty good choice. And then
Grief's gonna go. Grief's gonna come back.
And you gotta pay 1 again. To take another card, or you can just not pay, and then it'll be a 3/2 with the Wicked Roll token.
I'm debating if I care about it that much. No, I don't.
All right.
Then I'm going to pay 1. I'm going to play a Ragavan, just a regular Ragavan.
A regular old Ragavan.
Then I'm going to pass the turn.
Okie dokie. Yeah, it definitely has a Wicked Roll on it, but I don't know if you have that token.
I do not have that token. We know that when he dies, he loses life.
Yeah. I want that. I'll draw. I'll play Plains. And so this is a thing that I find a lot of newish players fail to recognize when they're like staring down something like an injured explosives, or like if they know that their opponent has like a board up in hand. Is that sometimes you just gotta play into it. I gotta like force you to use it. Because as long as it's out there, it's applying pressure, and if I can't play my cards, I'm not winning. So I gotta kind of like put you in a situation where I want you to blow it up, which is what I think I'm going to do. So first I will tap 2.
Sure.
And I will play this Cobracoat Vanguard, that is true. Cobracoat Vanguard is a new card to the humans lineup, but it gives my humans +1/+0, and they have Ward 1.
Yep. Super relevant.
So, which is pretty good here now, because all my creatures have Ward 2, thanks to the combo here of Cobracoat Vanguard and Mariner. But this only has Ward 1, which doesn't affect itself, unfortunately.
And then play the Lieutenant so that you have the Sanctifier safe from the explosives.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for here. So now I'm going to play Thalia's Lieutenant to give all my other humans a 1/1 counter. These turns a lot of these into a larger threat
Sure do.
that might pressure Ryan to go for the engineer pop, and then the sanctuary. Safe to be deployed. Whether that's the correct or not, I don't know. We'll see the texture of the game.
Let us know in the comments below.
Yellow. Did I make a stupid blunder by just playing into the EE? Now the question is, can I attack? Because Ryan does have technically a 4/3 over there, and my biggest creature is a 4/4. This sad Peacekeeper can't quite get in, and of course, if the Peacekeeper dies, then the EE is definitely online, and then our whole board gets annihilated, which is very sad. So I believe I'm just gonna actually swing with this Mariner. It is currently a 3/3.
Sure.
Or sorry, a 4/3. Sorry, with the Copperco buff. So I'll attack you for 4.
No, I don't care about that.
Life is a resource, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll go down to 15.
Yeah, and then I will pass turn.
Alrighty. Tap, upkeep, draw. This is gonna flipperoo.
It sure does. So this is a bad situation for me. Makes me consider maybe I should have brought those dismembers in. Because after this turn, Ryan can start just making grief copies and stealing the best card of my hand in my draw step, which is pretty strong.
I'm gonna pay 2. I'm gonna dash in Ragavan.
You already have a Ragavan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
friend.
Dodoy. What am I thinking?
We'll just roll that back real quick.
And this does not have haste, correct?
It does not. It must wait
Okay.
to start making copies.
So what I'd like to do then is I'm going to move to the combat. I'm going to swing with Ragavan and the Goblin token.
Yes, so you get a trigger here.
When he attacks, I will create a treasure. Then I will pop the explosives.
That seems like a pretty good play, so there goes 3 of my cards. Deal 3 for 1.
Yep. And now you got to choose whether to get rid of the Ragavan or the
4/4.
Goblin.
So yeah, I can either try to stifle your mana production, or I can let you. I think either way, both these creatures represent treasures, but Ragavan represents an extra card. And like having the Ragavan in hand is a little sad, knowing that if I kill this, you have a replacement. But I think it's my only option here, so we will put the Peacekeeper in front of the Ragavan, and I will take 2 damage.
Cool beans. Down to 17.
That is correct.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right, I will untap. And I will draw. Well, sometimes your decks are kind to you.
Ah, damn it.
Sometimes you draw real good. So
That's not what we like to hear.
I will play the Sanctuary in the deck.
Yep. Checks out.
When this enters, I'm going to blow up all of Ryan's red and black cards in his graveyard. They all go to exile.
Bye, guys. See you
See
later.
ya later. And then I will tap 3 for an Extraction Specialist. Let me bring back one of my 2-drop humans. I do the same play I did last game.
Yep.
I'll bring back my Thousand Tenant. When it enters, I get to give all my humans a 1/1 counter on them.
Seems good.
And then hopefully this is good enough to get me there.
I think it probably will be.
Because now I will attack you for 5.
I'll take 5.
All right.
Go down to 10.
And then I will pass back to Ryan.
Draw for turn. Play Bloodstained Mire. We'll crack it. I don't think I want to hurt myself too bad right now, so we're just going to go for a mountain.
Yeah. This is Gobbo. Ready to make treasures all over again.
Going to pay 1, tap the Ragavan to create a copy of Grief.
Yeah, talk about the Kiki Jiki, get a second Grief in here. You can look at my hand, I have nothing in there though.
Great, discard it.
Get it out of there, I don't care. Discard your nothing, you fool.
And then I don't think I want to use him for that. Well, no, you can just jump everything. I think I'm pretty screwed regardless what happens here.
Yeah, currently this thing can't actually attack, but...
You can't attack or block, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
It's being held like a small child.
I'll pay 2, and I'll dash in Ragavan.
Mm-hmm.
I'll move to combat.
Yes.
I'll swing the Grief.
The 2 griefs.
Yeah, I'm at 9 life. You got 4. I'll hold back 1 Grief. So I'll send the Grief copy, the Goblin token, and Ragavan your way. Which you can just easily block all of, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's much point in blocking the... I mean, you have no cards in hand, right?
None.
All right, so we're not really afraid of any tricks, because you don't really have any, which is probably fine. So then I think we are safe to block the Grief with my Sanctifier, block the Regan with my Peacekeeper, and then block the Goblin with my Extraction Specialist.
Cool.
That will gain me 4 life, thanks to the lifelink on the Specialist.
Create a treasure that does not matter.
Yeah.
And then I believe, if my math is correct, actually I think I can survive for 1 turn maybe.
I have one key turn.
I'll pass.
All right, I want tap.
And a sad showing from Rakdos Evoke.
We'll put another card that I put in the deck because of Scam specifically. Old Boromir, Warden of the Tower. 3/3/3 Vigilance. Whenever opponent casts a spell, if no mana to cast it, it's countered.
Yep.
So it's like a second Lavinia almost. And then I can also sacrifice to give my creatures indestructible for the turn. When this enters, this lieutenant will get a counter.
Yeah, I just scoop.
Yeah.
It's a Thoughtseize on top.
That's not gonna do it. Yeah. Well, looks like maybe maybe Scam ain't so bad. And for all you humans players that hasn't played humans in a while, maybe humans still has a chance. Hey. We got a nice little 2-0 there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I got some lucky draws in both game 1 and game 2. Right?
Well, game 2 I probably just didn't play properly, but game 1 I just didn't draw the cards I needed after the first hand, which is fine. It happens.
Yeah, this by no means that Scam is dead. It's just maybe it's. Variance happens in Magic, and you got to just play enough games over enough time to see if what your deck is doing is doing it right.
Exactly.
But not a bad showing for the old humans deck I threw together here. They were because in my mind, I was trying to theory craft. How do I have a decent Scam matchup? What do I got to do? And I was like, well, Lavinia's good. And Mariner is good, and Cupco Vanguard is good. Right, all these cards provide protection and prevent the Scam thing, and as well as on MTGO, I've been watching a lot of Aspiring Spike, and he's been playing a lot of the Beans decks.
Yep.
And those Beans decks plays a lot of spells that you get to cast for free.
Yeah, just vomit out of nowhere.
Yeah, and they get to draw like 3 cards, you have 3 beans out, and it's pretty gnarly. So then things like Boromir and Lavinia then become even more incentivized to play. So I'm pretty excited to play this deck at the weekly Modern event coming up here.
Yeah, that was fun to play against. It shut this down pretty well entirely.
Yeah, it definitely it's a deck that like when you look at it on paper, it doesn't look like it does, or it looks like that it should have a pretty weak Scam matchup.
Yep.
Because Scam is chock full of so much removal.
The great thing about humans though is they build themselves up so quickly.
They do,
and there's so many that are small costs that support each other, and then you've got out of nowhere you've got 1 CMCs that are 3 or 4 toughness and strength.
Yes.
It's like, how am I going to deal with this? Because I can make him discard 2 cards per turn, but it doesn't matter if he's just replenishing with humans every turn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because like looking at the card's face value, it seems pretty stupid to play a bunch of 1-drops against a deck that plays Fury and Bowmasters in the same deck. But yeah, a lot of these humans don't stay 1 toughness for very long, and you kind of have like a 1-turn window to deal with it.
And if I'm correct in my memory of the game, Bowmaster would have only triggered on his entry. Like you didn't draw extra cards outside of your ETB, so
yes.
or your
yeah,
your
this
draw
deck runs
stuff,
a couple of the Canopy lands, ones that you can sack a draw card.
Yeah, or like Esper Sentinel, but that didn't hit either. So
No.
Bowmasters was really, really bad in that matchup for that reason.
Yeah.
But
so, pretty neat matchup. That was Humans versus Scam. A quick little modern game there, not too
Yep.
shabby. I think Ryan played it quite well.
I got 2-0'd.
Got 2-0'd. I mean, you know,
I'm dropping.
I'm dropping the tournament. Dropping the event. We're out.
Let's go get lunch. I'm dropping.
Yeah, we're done. So we're going to old DQ.
Going to Applebee's.
Yeah, but thank you so much. If you like this content, you know, follow Witches of the North on YouTube and on Twitter and on Twitch as well. You know, we do modern coverage here and there of our local competitive scene. So
Only people in Canada doing it right now.
it's just us.
Shots called.
Yeah. What are you guys doing out there? Oh my. And I guess we will see you next time. So once again, I am Derek, also known as Oppie here on the internet, and I'm joined here by Ryan.
What's up, Ryan?
And you know, we'll catch you later. So bye-bye.
Peace out. Thanks.